First off, I want to say thank you. 2025 was a great year for me and this channel. Um, I really did get a lot of love and support from a lot of you guys. You're really enjoying the content. You're really enjoying my ebooks, which I really appreciate. They've been taking a lot of time. A lot of you are starting the Itzhak Bentov meditation, and I've really been giving you some kudos for that. Good job. I hope your journey's going well. I'm hoping that you get as much success out of it that I have, but there's no way to really tell unless you try it. And I know that everybody's individual, so I'm not judging here if the Bentov meditation did not work for you. I'm not trying to preach it. A lot of the things that I do on this channel are creating tools. Now, some of those tools are going to work for some, and some of those tools are not going to work for others. So, Itzhak Bentov meditation I see as a real strong grounding tool, an entryway to other things, a way to correct yourself, your body, your mind, as well as getting aligned for other things, positive mindset, an opening for yoga, other things that could transform you even further, open your mind to things like that. So the Bentov meditation was always kind of like a tool anyways. So speaking of tools, I want to jump right into 2026, what I'm currently working on and kind of in the scientific community, in the field. I've been doing a lot of collaborations with different communities and things like that. A lot of what we do is what we call, it's kind of like, they're just conversations, and I don't know how else to put that. They're critical thinking ideas and conversations. It's nothing formal. A lot of times I'll get asked about something that someone is very curious about, whether it's Itzhak Bentov, meditation, writing. There's all sorts of subjects I get asked questions about, and I always appreciate them. Leave them in the comments if you have a question. If I can help answer or enlighten someone, please leave your comments. I will definitely answer any of the questions. But those questions and conversations in the communities end up becoming subjects of things like, greater discussions, possible ebooks that I write things on. They actually end up being collaborations further on. Those ideas that we create in these small sessions, these little think tanks is sometimes what I call them. We just start talking. We talk about what if we use this on this? What if we pull this, function from this and try to plug it in here? We just talk a lot. Have you tried this? Have we tried, because the things that I deal with can sometimes be on the very outskirts, the cutting edge of whether it's math, technology, consciousness, research. And then I have other people on this outer edge trying different things too. So when we can kind of get together and say, hey, this has kind of been working for me, will this work for you? When that kind of happens, that collaboration, I see this is when things like emergence, at least this is what I'm going to call it, happens, I feel, especially nowadays. And the reason for that is nowadays it's really easy to hit that ceiling cap of knowledge, of wisdom. You can be really wise and still not go over your cap for many reasons. And I discussed that in my new book. But it's all talking about tools. David Krakauer's work at the Santa Fe, New Mexico Institute. I think his work is great. Just want to give a shout out when I do read good work. I think his work on complexity theory, I think he's got something there, him and his group. But the lectures and the things that I've read on his work is right where it should be, if you want to know my opinion. He's got a new book coming out. I'm very curious about that. I think it's called Patagonia or Patagonian, something like that. 26 looks to be a solid year. I'm going to continue the Itzhak Bentov meditations. I'm continuing trying to release an ebook here or there. Do meditation full time. So if you know somebody who is interested in a life coach or wants to do meditation full time, we could possibly work something out. Certified in meditation, yoga, and a few other things. I'm also going to do a Canadian standard as well, just for possible futures and opportunities. If I end up traveling or doing some meditations, studios, doing some teaching, A lot of times, what you guys don't understand is when you buy the ebooks on Amazon of mine, and I will put a link down in the description, every time you spend $1 on that, that really goes towards like my yoga studies or writing another book or, going to Itzhak Bentov, you know, uh, things or trying to do more research. That's the best I've got. That's what I like to do. That's what I'm into. That I do that in consciousness research tools. I definitely think that there's something there, and every time I start writing and doing research on that, I really enjoy it, and things come out. I think that's the next really cutting edge thing. I think developing tools us in the scientific community are going to call complementary tools. There's competitive tools, which is kind of what AI is, and then there's complementary tools, and that's things like a pencil or a calculator. But that's what I'm working on developing. In fact, I did develop my first tool. It was based off, it's called the Bentov Mind Caliper. I'll leave a link down in the description. There's an ebook I wrote. It's the first real physical tool that I ever built from the ground up. And it has everything to do with measuring your consciousness, your mind, your state of being, and how basically to correct it. It has nothing to do with your beliefs, whether you believe in consciousness. It's literally, and what I wanted to do is once I did all the hard work for it, then I turned it into what a lot of people like to see. Like it's a handheld device. You can literally see it on the cover of my magazine or my ebook that I put out. I had to whip that thing together quick. I put it together. There's about 45, 50 pages of this device, how to use it, how to, everything about it, all your questions about how to use this first new framework, new generation 2026 framework tool that's all original. And I think that's where we need to start. I think we need to start pumping out tools and testing them. I think that some tools, a lot of tools are going to fail. Our tests, are they useful? Are we getting good data out of them? Are they reliable over time? These testing on these tools. But I think this evolution of creating these tools for specific reasons and purposes will eventually get us the things that we're trying to calculate. And so that's what I've got. That's what I'm working on in 2026. Tools, meditation, going to keep doing consciousness research. I know a lot of people like, when I do the videos about giving shots out to, other physicists and people from back in the day. I wish I had more time to do that. Like I said, if I end up doing this full time, which I'm hoping, between writing books and teaching meditation in the future, that's really what I want to do. And then I'm also working with the community and just coming up with crazy ideas. Have you thought about this? I'm just one of those outside of the box thinkers. I get called in all the time to listen, they'll tell me something, you're going into a room where this, blah, blah, and we need you to come up. And a lot of times I'll be like, well, blah, 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 and I'll just start talking. Because the thing is when it comes to a lot of these subjects, a lot of the answers are just outside of the box. If you can step outside of the box. I'm going to give you the perfect example, and then I'm going to leave. Many, many years ago, before we knew that the planet was round and it was spherical and going around the sun and all that, it would have been so easy to prove it to everybody if I could have just shown you outside of that box. If you could have seen the earth that was round, if you could see the sun and if you could see stuff like that, if you could just have taken a glimpse outside of that box for just 2 seconds, the amount of information, if everybody could just see outside of that box. So that's kind of what we do here at Pyle Advanced Research. That's what I constantly kind of work on. And I inspire others to try as well. Don't think your ideas are too crazy. Don't let anybody tell you that they are. There is no idea that's too out there that once developed, you can figure out whether it's a worthy idea or not.